I want to challenge you to start the year accepting failure. Hey y'all, and Happy New Year. I am so thrilled to be back. Now I know that everybody out there is doing these 2023 reset videos and habits that you should put in place for 2023 and all of those positive ways of doing goals and resolutions, etc. But I kind of want to go in a different direction today. I want to challenge you to start the year accepting failure. I know, it seems counterproductive, right? You've got all these things that you want to do and you want to accomplish, but I'm asking you to accept failure at the beginning of the year before you've ever even had a chance to start. Well, let me go into it a little bit further. So the thing about failure is that you can't really accomplish anything in life without failing at it first. Unfortunately, failure's gotten such a bad rap that it's created this whole generation or multiple generations of perfectionists. And when you're a perfectionist, you start to freeze up whenever you want to try something new because you feel like you need to be really great at it before you even started. So I want to encourage you to learn how to be a beginner again. And what better time than to learn how to be a beginner than at the beginning of the year? So as you are putting together those goals and habits and things that you want to do in 2023, think about how you are going to begin doing those things. I'll give you an example. I received a drone, yay, for Christmas. I'm so excited to finally have a drone and get some amazing shots for you guys. But it also means that I've got to learn something that is so outside of anything that I have ever done before, because I've never been a remote control car girl or a video game person. So using that, that controller and figuring out how to make it fly and, making sure I don't hit somebody or crash it or do all of those things, it's intimidating. And I'm a little afraid, a lot afraid that I might do something wrong. But I need to get past that, because if I never get past that fear of failure, I'm never going to learn how to fly the drone and get y'all amazing footage for my travel videos. Another reason that you need to keep failure in the forefront of your mind and emotions when you are putting together your 2023 goals and resolutions and things that you want to inhabit in 2023 is that it gives you room for grace when something negative does happen. Say you want to set a goal of hitting 10 to 15,000 steps a day, and perhaps you do great at it for the first 10 days of the year, and then something happens in your life, an emergency that you have to go take care of somebody, or something else comes up and you're just not able to get those steps in that day. And maybe the next day something happens too, and now you're 2 days in a row that you haven't hit that goal that you set for yourself, and you're feeling kind of crappy about everything, and you're losing the motivation to keep doing it, right? Because now you feel like a failure. If you've already accepted that there are going to be moments that you are not going to be able to accomplish those goals 100% of the time and be perfect at it, then you're not going to be as bothered by those 2 days that you've missed your goal. You'll just get right back on that horse and go, well, what can I learn from the things that kept me from hitting those 10,000 steps those 2 days? Like maybe you learn that you need to get up a little bit earlier on the days that you have something else planned because it's harder to get those steps in around that appointment. Or perhaps you need to learn how to set boundaries with people and tell them that it is a goal of yours to do 10,000 steps a day, and unfortunately you're not going to be able to meet because you've made a commitment to yourself. It gives you a chance to restructure what you are doing when you hit a wall, and you need to figure out a way around that wall so that you can keep moving towards the goals that you do want to achieve. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is to not dwell on it when it does happen, as it inevitably is going to happen. When you fail at something, take that lesson. Figure out what you have learned from that failure. Give yourself a bit of time to, maybe be sad about it or have the emotions that you feel over it, whatever that failure might be. I mean, some failures are definitely going to be more emotional than other failures are, but take a little bit of time to think about it and maybe be a little sad about it, and then move on and get back to doing what you need to be doing in order to move towards the person that you want to be at the end of 2023. If you are one of the 50 people who have stayed until the end of this video, thank you so much. And yes, this is kind of the direction that I'm going to be taking the GenX Gypsy channel in for the future. So think of it as GenX Gypsy Take 2. As much as I have loved doing the travel videos, it's something that I started at the beginning of 2020, and my life was a lot different back then. I was doing so many more adventures and traveling a lot more. Then of course the pandemic hit, and things have shifted in my life, as they always do for those of us who are especially in our 40s and 50s and 60s. And I originally started that channel, or this channel, with the intent to help motivate and encourage women of the Gen X generation to get out and do the things that they've put off doing through their life because they were moving up in the professional lives, or they were raising children, or they were taking care of parents, all of which we are still doing at our age. Unfortunately, the channel sort of started going in a different direction with the travel hacks and the packing tips and kind of things that I'm really not all that enthusiastic about. And I did have a video go viral this year, and that was fantastic, but it was really over stuff that I don't particularly feel passionate about. So I wanted to move in a direction that allows me to do more in service to you ladies, especially ladies who are in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. We all are going through transformations in our lives. I mean, pretty much we go through transformations in our lives no matter what generation you're in. But I feel like it's a little tougher for those of us in our 40s, 50s, and 60s. So I want to start moving this channel in the direction of helping you transform into the person that you want to be. And I'm starting my own journey of transformation this year. There have been a lot of things that have happened, as I alluded to, in my life. Lots of things that happened way, way back, and things that have happened over the past year that just have me wanting to not create a different person. I'm always going to be me. I mean, Christy be Christy, right? You be you. But there's things that I do want to bring into my life or be a little bit better at, or just change a direction in certain ways. And I'll go into all of that in future videos, which I hope you'll stick around to watch. I am going to be talking about deciding to let my hair grow in gray and what that journey looks like. I'm going to be talking about my financial struggles and how I am working towards a mindset of more abundance. I'm going to be talking about taking off the 20 pounds that I've put on over the past 2 years. All of those things are going to be things that I want to share with you, and hopefully you can learn from, and you might have some insight. You probably do have some insight that you can share with me and the community so we can all learn from you. So I do hope that you stick around in the future, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.